Disc jockey, drop the bass. Now the heads.
There's a question that often comes up in reference to men's rights. Now, I don't consider myself to be exactly a men's rights activist, rather to be an egalitarian who addresses areas in which people have less rights. I just happen to think that there needs to be more of a focus on the men's side of things, at least in the Western world. So this question is, why do you spend so much time attacking feminism? Why do you characterize yourself as an anti-feminist? Why don't you spend more time fighting for men's rights rather than against feminism? And I think I can answer this despite calling myself an egalitarian. I think I understand and I see where this comes from. To do so, let's put it into a different context. You wouldn't say something like that to someone who was fighting for abortion rights by fighting against, religious groups, conservative groups and so on that are threatening that right, the right to have an abortion. You wouldn't say that to those people. They're defending a right that they have against someone who wishes to take it away. You wouldn't say to them, why do you spend so much time fighting conservative politicians and evangelical Christians? Why don't you go and fight for women's rights? Because it is a right, a woman's right, that is under attack. So in a similar way, I think so much time is spent and focused upon fighting feminism because feminism represents a threat to certain fundamental rights, and not just for men, but for a lot of people. You see modern feminism constantly trying to censor people's free expression. You see modern feminism trying to censor pornography, and a lot of that's produced by women. I mean, this has happened in my country, with reference to some rather mild fetish stuff, which led to the hilarious face-sitting protest. Not that it did any good, but I'm sure a good time was had by all. So, and then there's other, even more important issues, like the right to be considered innocent until proven guilty. That's under threat, specifically for men who've been accused of sexual crimes. There's pushes to create a more inquisitorial system to lower the burden of proof, to prove that a man has committed a crime in these instances. These are important fundamental human rights, but they're being attacked and eroded by /and/or in the name of feminism. So when you ask why people focus on feminism in an antagonistic way and fight against it, it's because they're fighting to protect their rights, to ensure that they're kept. Now, some people might twist that around and say that it's about preserving your privilege or whatever, and people not liking privilege being taken away. But what we're actually talking about here is not equality. Feminism in these instances is fighting to reduce other people's rights away from equality in some cases, and to reduce them for everybody in others. So that's basically why. Sometimes the best form of defense is an attack. And if you can robustly attack some of these concepts and ideas, the assumptions and presumptions behind them, you are defending your rights. If you're combating someone or something, an initiative that's seeking to attack your rights, then that is defending your rights. So there's two aspects to rights, to fighting for rights. There's fighting to defend what you have, and fighting to extend what you have, where what you have is not equal. And these are both important aspects. So, and hopefully by recontextualizing that into the abortion debate, that's made more sense for people, and hopefully they can understand why otherwise reasonable people like myself might end up having an issue with modern feminism. If you like what I do here, please like, subscribe, You can find me on social media, on Twitter at Grimachu, James Desborough on Facebook, James Grim Desborough on G+. My main website is postmortemstudios.wordpress.com. If you want to help me out with a little money, which will go to support my games, writing and other projects, you can do so at Patreon, which is also Grimachu.